Ready to go lay out by the pool with Taylor, and there's so many books that I didn't finish on vacation, so I'm thinking that I might read one of those. But I also want to bring another book that I want to read this week, so I'm going to bring Love and Sports Ball. I have literally been sitting by my shelf for like the last 10 minutes trying to figure out what I'm going to bring, because I feel like the book that you bring to the pool is what sets the vibe for like how you're going to feel for like the rest of the day. Because like, what if you get out by the pool and you just like don't have the book that you want? So I'm bringing this book. I'm also going to bring some books I didn't finish on vacation. But yeah, let's head to the pool and go have like a really nice warm day outside. And I also want to get her thoughts on releasing 10, because she absolutely loves the what's it called, the series with Binding 13. I feel like there's like a title, it's on the tip of my tongue, and I know one of you guys know what it is, but she loves that series, and I've read books 1 and 2, and she's read all the other books, and so I think she's gonna start releasing 10 soon. So I wanna know her thoughts on that. So let's head to the pool and just like enjoy this warm day. I was just scrolling on my phone and I was seeing that so many people are talking about Chloe Walsh, which is so wild to me, because she, obviously you guys know that she wrote like Binding 13 and all of those books, but to me, I feel like those books were just like, they would have been so good to have as a younger like adult, because I don't know, just whenever you're in high school and stuff, I feel like you go through so much, and so having a book like that where those characters are going through a lot could definitely be something that would like make you feel less alone. And a lot of people are saying that releasing 10 is like not a good book, like that it's like glamorizing or glorifying like all these bad things. And she like made this 15-minute long video on her Instagram. I haven't even watched the whole thing because honestly I don't want spoilers from releasing 10. But she like made this long video pretty much being like, I went through a lot of these things, and like this is coming from my own personal experience. And that's the thing, is you never know what someone has gone through or is going through as an author, or just like someone who, you know, writes something. Like you just don't know where it's coming from, whether it's from their personal experience or someone that they know. By the way, I'm using this Skylar perfume. They have these like travel size ones. I like to keep them in my purse, but getting ready to go to the gym, I always like to put a little something on. But yeah, sometimes it's easy to forget that authors are people too, and like that had to be such a vulnerable experience to like share everything that she wrote in the book. Because if you know, like I read the first 2 books, they are like very heavy, and if she went through those things or she knew people who went through those things, it had to be so vulnerable to write that from like a first person narrative, you know, like you're writing it from like as you're reliving that, you know, or as if you're the person reliving it. So I don't know, it just was kind of jarring to see so many people like saying mean things. And I don't know, it was a reminder for myself, because obviously I'm not like saying mean things about like authors on the internet, but like you never know where that writing and inspiration is coming from. And like we need to be reminded that like authors are people. Speaking of authors, Jessa Hastings is now coming out with another book this year. I don't know if you guys saw. I wanted to actually give like my live reaction of like seeing her announcement, but I didn't have my camera with me at the time. But she announced that she's coming out with a new book, and she's releasing it in July. Like 2 books from Jessa in the same year. I mean, she's feeding us, absolutely feeding us. So anyway, I just think that that is so cool. But we're gonna go to the bookstore this morning, and I need to go to the gym, and then I'm gonna come back and obviously like do work and stuff in the house. I love how the house is styled so differently, like these couches, they like fit so well. And I love that I was able to like redecorate. ChatGPT really like did me it really helped a lot, because I don't think I would have been able to figure out how to style in here without using ChatGPT. So yeah, this is also from Hydro Flask. I love my Stanley, but what's nice about this is that you're supposed to be able to turn it upside down, and it doesn't leak. You can see that there's literally no leakage, but the only problem is sometimes the top gets so tight that it's hard to take off. So if you're someone who drops your cup a lot, or maybe you put your cup in your bag, Hydro Flask is definitely great because it will not leak. Sometimes the top is hard to get off though. I have to like ask Brady sometimes, like, hey, can you get this off for me? And like, even he'll still be like, ooh, this is tough, but they don't like get it. It's funny, we were actually at Brady's parents' house and he was like trying to open my Stanley or my Hydro Flask, and as he was pulling it, like trying to get it open, my nephew goes, I thought you were strong. And Brady's like, okay, I have to open this now because this little 5-year-old is like, I thought you were strong. Like, he looked up to him so much. But I do like the Stanleys because it gets kind of annoying to constantly open this and close it. But I also like that with it being closed, it isn't like open to the elements. But like whenever I'm in a workout or something, and just like annoying to open it and close it. And not that I can't just leave this open, it just feels weird with the Hydro Flask to do that. I don't know why, maybe because it's just like you're not gonna take 2 seconds to just close it. Whereas with the Stanley, it's like you don't have that option. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go to the gym and we're gonna go to work out. I need to go to the library at some point and drop off some of these books, but I do want to read one of them in this video. I'm gonna try to, so maybe we'll do that later this week. One of the books I wanted to get while I was in here was this book. It's Megan Quinn's new book, but I do not want this blue one. I want the pink cover, but this is like the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. And like maybe I'm the only one who's like this, but like it irritates me so much when every bookstore has its own copy, like Walmart, Target, Barnes, like they all have a different version. And I just want like the regular version. Like I don't want this blue one. There's like a pink cover out there. So I need to figure out where I can get that. Maybe like Walmart or something. But yeah, this is not the cover that I wanted, and I thought that the Barnes one would look like the original cover. It's like straight pink and it's cute, and this is like not the vibe. I'm not loving this. This does not give summer to me. It is still wild to me that Kennedy Ryan's book is not on a table. Like the new book, can't get enough. It is all the way. It's not on this table, not on any of the tables. It's all the way around here on her shelf, which it's great that they have 3 copies, but like, ma'am needs her whole section. This is another example of the Barnes cover versus the one I actually would want if I were to buy it. Like this is blue and the other cover, like the original cover, is pink. I do not like this blue cover. Like they need to have both options in the store so that way if you do want the other cover, you can get it. I brought this book out here and I am on chapter 25, so I'm almost finished with it, and this is definitely lots of spice, little plot. Like it's just a fun read. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's definitely windy out here, but it's definitely just a fun read. I feel like this is a good one for summer. I feel like I've seen like Goodreads reviews, and the reviews have talked more about just like, I don't know, I feel like the reviews aren't really giving like a full picture of what the book is about. This is about a couple, and well, they're not a couple obviously when the book starts, but it's about 2 people who have a one-night stand, and then one of the girls is like, we need to go our separate ways because like, you know, I just am focused on my job they decided to go their separate ways, and then come to find out one of the girls is actually on the basketball team where the other like girl is coaching. So it's a really cute sapphic romance. I definitely didn't realize how much spice would be in it, but I feel like this is perfect for summer. It's literally like what you would want in a summer read. I'm just sitting outside and just like taking in the warm weather. Now that it's warm, it's so nice to get out here. I went to Walmart, didn't end up finding the book that I wanted, so I ended up just ordering it from a small like bookshop, and I need to do that just more often. I feel like I don't do it enough because I want the book immediately, but how often do I actually read the books like right after I buy them? It's literally never happens unless it's like Kennedy Ryan's book or whenever Daniel Allen's book comes out, I'll probably do that. So yeah, I am really loving this. I think I'm gonna read my library book next. I have so many books that I got from the library and I just have not picked them up because I've been traveling so much. I went to my mom's house in Nevada, and then I also went to Miami, and I've just been somewhere pretty much every week over the last few weeks, so I haven't been able to bring my library books with me, but I definitely want to read it. So I'm going to try to read this one so I can at least read one before I take the stack back. I will say that this is a book that is, I don't know, I'm not like wildly excited about it, and I think it's just because this author I read one book from this author and it was like good, but it definitely gave like not thriller vibes. It was more like kind of suspenseful, but not like super thrilling. And I will say that this book is exactly what I wanted for a summer read. I'm just in the mood right now for just like fluffy, no brain power, just super fun, spicy reads. And I feel like these are going to be most of the books that I'm going to want to read over the summer. So really enjoying this one. I've finished it really fast, and I definitely will be reading more Afterglow books because I picked up Church Girl, and that was also, I think, a Harlequin Afterglow book, and this is also a Harlequin Afterglow book. Again, very, very spicy, but very, very cute. I have a little book haul I want to show you guys, but I also want to give you guys a quick recap on what I've read so far in Take It Back. This book is a very, very hard read, and it's not a hard read because of the writing, it's a hard read because of the content in the book. And it is very, very sad. I'm on chapter 5, which is about 111 pages in, and it's not like wildly long. It's like 300 pages or so. I'm like a pretty decent amount into it, but it's one of those books that I feel like I have to take breaks with. So I might start another book, or actually I might just finish It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I never ended up finishing that on my trip to visit my mom, but I feel like I need a break in between this and like to read something else to like keep my spirits up, because this is a very sad book. I have been kind of like working through some like health things, which is honestly a big reason why I switched like my meals and stuff to eat differently, because I would wake up every morning bloated and my periods have always been like so heavy. And so I've been trying to like figure that out, because I haven't been waking up bloated anymore, but my periods are still really bad. And it's one of those things that like, you know, it's just like a hard process to figure out like what's going on, and it's been like this for years, probably like 6 years, but it's gotten like progressively worse, which is why in the last I don't know, I started in October like changing what I ate, and that's like a big reason why, because I wanted to have like the best, you know, be as healthy as possible. So yeah, I definitely feel like I need a quick break, because I have just been needing something that's like happier and more enjoyable to read than this. Because again, it's like not a bad read, it's just a very, very hard read, like very descriptive. It's about a girl who accuses 3, 4, I can't remember, boys of SA, and you have to decide as a reader who you believe, because it's a courtroom thriller. So again, it's like a very hard book because it's very graphic and descriptive, and you're getting a lot from her POV. You're getting people who don't believe her, people who do believe her. You're getting their side of the story. So it's like a whole thing. And I feel like this is not what I normally pick up in the summer. which is why I'm surprised that I even picked this up to begin with. But I do have this actually on my shelf, and I go to the library a lot because it's the library book. I go to the library a lot to find books that I've already purchased that are on my shelf because it makes me read them. And I always try to read at least 1 or 2 books from the stack that I get from the library, and this was one of them. Because again, it's like, what am I gonna do? Rent the book and then send the book back and not read it? And again, it's still sitting on my shelf, so like I'm not going to like ever probably get to it if I can't even read it in the time that I like rented the book from the library. So it gets me to read the book, and it also is a great way to support the library because even if you have a super long TBR of your own physical books, libraries need you to check out books, and that's like a great way for them to like get more grants and for like their funding to be like seen as valuable. So got this book. I'll probably finish it maybe tomorrow at some point, but I want to give you guys the book haul of the books that I picked up. I have like a little thing tonight for my sister. It's like a recognition dinner, and it's one of those things that I'm like so excited to go support her, but I am not in the mood to like talk and get dressed and, you know, all of the things that I feel like come with like networking events. I'm just like very tired. It's been a long day. I had like 3 or 4 different work calls back to back to back, and I feel like I get zapped so much from like, what's it called? From like talking to people all the time when they're not like my besties, you know, like when you're talking to someone like in a work related sense, it's like, it can be very draining because like it's kind of like that small talk and that like work lingo. So I'm glad to be back with you guys to be like talking about things that I love and books. So yeah, these are the books that I picked up. I'm really excited with the picks that I have. Got 3 books. The first book that I got is not a new release and the other 2 are, so I'll show you this one first. I got Wild Side. Really excited to read this one. I have not read the other books in the series, but I have been enjoying the Chestnut Springs series, so I really want to get to this one at some point. And I feel like so often authors will change the covers of their books, and so I want to grab the books while I can before, you know, there's like a new cover and with sprayed edges and like whatever. I feel like I see that so often, and I don't have like the full collection, so I wanted them to match. Again, love the Chestnut Springs series. This one said she's always dreamed of her wedding day, and those dreams never included saying I do to a man she hates. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be a good one. Very quick and easy read. And then I picked up this book by a Black author. It's called We Don't Talk About Carol by Kristen L. Berry. And this is a book, the PR team for this book, actually they reached out to me, and I do not usually say yes to ARCs. I just don't, because one, I would love to put the money in the author's pocketbooks. Like I just, like, yeah, it's great that you're sending me the book, and you know, it's great that I would read it, but I don't like sometimes the pressure to like read the book in a certain time frame. And sometimes you don't have that pressure, but I also don't like the pressure of like being the first reviewer, you know, because it's like, what if I don't like the book and they sent it to me for free? And, you know, I feel like there's like a trade kind of thing where it's like you want to be respectful of the person who gave you the book. And not that it would ever be disrespectful, but it's just different to me when it's like given as an ARC. And so I actually was just like, I'll go ahead and bypass that. But I did want to buy this book, and I'd already heard about it from the author on TikTok. She posts a lot about this book. And on the inside, it looks really good. It says a dedicated journalist unearths a generations-old family secret and a connection to a string of missing girls that hits way too close to home in this gripping debut novel. It says, delving into family, community, secrets, and motherhood, We Don't Talk About Carol is a gripping and deeply emotional story about overcoming the rot at the roots of our family trees and what we'll do for those we love. Does that not sound good? I feel like this is gonna give me the vibe of like Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. That's kind of the vibe at least I get from it. You can check out the author on TikTok, Kristen L. Berry. She talks a lot about her book and kind of gives like a synopsis, and you can really see her heart behind the story. And I also picked up Atmosphere. This came out yesterday as well by Taylor Jenkins Reid. You guys know that I recently had my mom read Carrie Soto Is Back in the last vlog, and I was obsessed with that book. I also loved Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I love Daisy Jones and the Six. I've read One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have also read Malibu Rising, which I think was my least favorite favorite actually out of all of them. And then of course I read Carrie Soto is Back, and so I wanted to read another book of hers, and this is the new one that just came out. It says, an epic new novel set against the backdrop of 1980s space shuttle program about the extraordinary lengths we go to live and love beyond our limits. And like the last blurb, it says, fast-paced, thrilling, and emotional atmosphere is Taylor Jenkins Reid's at her best, telling a passionate and soaring story about the transformative power of love, this time among the stars. And it says atmosphere, a love story. So that's good to know, because it is in the like fiction section. So I always wonder, like, obviously it's not in the romance section, so I always wonder like how much of a love story it's going to be, but literally it's in the title. So I feel like it's definitely going to be a big part of the story, which I am going to really enjoy, I feel like. So excited to read this. This one is about 340-ish pages, and this one is about 320-ish pages, and then this one I think is similar. No, this one's like 450. So yeah, this is the haul. I'm gonna go to the dinner tonight, and then I will probably pick up with you guys tomorrow after I have finished this book and give you guys my thoughts. And then we also need to take the books back to the library. I do have some books from Amazon coming from smaller authors that I purchased from, so I'm really excited to open those, and hopefully can open those either tomorrow or the day after. I have some packages, and it's also time for a little roundup. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on the books that I ended up finishing. I wish I had a little bit more time to finish this video out, but I genuinely just don't. See who goes up tomorrow, and I'm actually heading out of town just like super last minute. We're leaving in like 45 minutes. We have a good friend of ours that they're doing like an MMA fight, and we like we weren't gonna go because they were like, we don't want you to be there. Oh, my pocket's out. They were like, we don't want you to be there just in case I do bad. And then as it got closer, I think they like want us there. So we're gonna drive to like up north, which is like 3 hours from us, literally leave in like 45 minutes to get there in time. So I'm gonna try to get this video up before I go, but I might have to end up getting it up after I get back like late at night. So the first book that I ended up reading, Love and Sports Ball. I think I shared that I'm gonna rate this 3 stars. It was cutesy, it did what it needed to do. Very, very spicy. So keep that in mind if you end up reading that book. I also read It's a Love Story. I thought that I would enjoy this book more than I did. I genuinely loved all of her other books, except Nora Goes Off Script was like 3 stars for me. So like, again, it's like, it was cute, but it wasn't like a 4.5 like the other books. Last year, I think it's called Summer Romance. Loved that book so much. This book, I think we're gonna land at 3.5 stars. I do feel like other people will like it more. Maybe it was just wrong book, wrong time, but this book gave quirky more than the other books did, and I also feel like the romance was beautiful, but they were just like enemies, and then all of a sudden they weren't. And I don't know, I was like, I need a little bit more to like see why they like took that like big of a jump that fast. I also feel like the main character in this, I wanted to tell her, please go and get therapy, because the entire time she was talking about why she like doesn't trust him and why she like doesn't want to trust other people is literally because of her past trauma as a child, which I feel like is where a lot of our stuff comes from. But I'm like, girl, you are too grown to like not have, at least be trying to like work through that, because like even her best friend could see why she was like trying to push people away. I genuinely read this in one sitting. So surprised by how much I love this. I will say it was very wordy. There were times where I was like, okay, I don't really need to know the color of his shirt or like, you know, the shoes she's wearing. But it was very cute. I feel like if you're looking for a book that is going to give that like small town cozy vibe, you have to pick this one up. I'm gonna rate this one 3.5 out of 5 stars. Very cute. It was only 50 pages and it was very like just cute. I can't even like describe anything else other than saying it was cute. Had a little bit of spice, but not too much. It was very much like guy next door. He likes his neighbor. He's kind of having feelings. He's gonna go over and, you know, talk to her, and she like bakes him a cake and she asks him for dinner, and like he is a true gentleman and she is like eating it up the whole time. And the first part of the book, it says, this book is dedicated to all the lovers who need the reminder that romance is still tangible. And this book gives romance. It gives that like old school, like he's gonna come and knock on your door and be like, I would love to court you, like that kind of thing. Very, very cute. And then I read Take It Back. I'm so glad that I took breaks with this book because it was so hard to read this. I did not expect the ending. I feel like the entire book, I thought I knew what was gonna happen or how everything was gonna play out. I did not. Really enjoyed this. Definitely go into this book with care. There are a lot of deep, hard topics, and obviously it's a courtroom thriller, so you're seeing how it's played out in court and like they're having to testify and stuff, so it's definitely a hard read, but I'm gonna rate this one 4 stars. And yeah, let's get into the packages that I have. I don't actually know what these are. I have a bigger package out there, but I'm gonna wait to open it to the next video, just because I don't want to open it now. Ooh, okay, this isn't even a book. The other thing is a book, but I bought this set, guys. You're gonna be like, what the heck? I bought this set. It is a Williams set, and no, it's not for tennis, it's for golf, because Brady, obviously you guys saw we did like a little indoor golf thing. Brady doesn't really like golf, but his friends are getting into golf, and I guess that's just what happens when you're in your 30s. Everyone wants to do a new sport, and it's like, this is a sport that you're not gonna break your back doing. So a lot of his guy friends have gotten into golf. And he's like starting to do it more. So I got a little set. I don't have any golf outfits. So imagine this with a pair of white sneakers, white chunky socks, me on the golf course, literally just sitting in the golf cart. Like I'm not gonna be doing anything. I'm not golfing at all. My dad actually was a huge golfer, so he would have loved to see me golf or Brady golf. He actually was able to go to the Open because he was like doing so well. And what's funny is he hardly golfed at all. I remember at his funeral, some of his golf buddies came and they were like, your dad was a family man. We would try to get him out there every Saturday, Friday, Sunday, all during the week. And he was like, no, I'm hanging out with my family. So he would only go like once a month, and he still like kicked everybody's butts. But he also was in the era of like Tiger Woods, when Tiger Woods was like peak, you know? So I think it was probably nice to see someone that looked like him who's also actually out on the golf course doing well. But my dad was so good at golf. He's all these trophies in our basement. And like, not like trophies like a little neck thing. It's like a big, like a big trophy. So yeah, excited to wear this on the golf course and be a golf caddy girl. And then I also have another package, and I'll open the other package that I got. It's pretty big. It has, I think, like 6 books in it. I'll open that in the next vlog, just because I am very crunched for time. But I picked up The Tenant. Yes, I know. Could I get it from the library? For sure. And I actually plan on going to the library in this vlog. But I feel like because of how much I travel, it's very hard for me to get books that I like really want to read right now from the library. Because again, it's like I'm leaving the Chicago area literally today. Tomorrow morning, I'm driving the opposite direction and going to St. Louis. And then the next day, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back north and go to Brady's side of the family. And then a few more days after that, we're going to go to like a country festival, and that is going to be north. So we are just like big travelers. I'm gonna go see my sister sometime this month, maybe the week after next. She lives in New Orleans, so I feel like it's very hard to get specific books from the library. And I can read this on Kindle Unlimited, but you guys know how I am. I have to have a physical trophy, like, because I go back and forth. Like, I never really read a book on Kindle fully through. I'll usually read the physical book, and then whenever I'm doing my hair or just like getting ready for bed at night and like twisting and stuff, that's when I will use my Kindle. Or if it's like dark outside and I want to sit outside for a while and I need a light, or if I'm reading when the light's off and Brady's in bed, that's when I'll use my Kindle. But I still will read the physical book. So I usually do it in tandem. So I ended up getting this, and I also wanted the pink copy. I did not want that blue copy that was in Barnes. I think it's so wild that they don't have like these additional like true versions of the book. Like they only have the like Barnes copy. It's kind of funny to me. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and seeing all the books that I read. I can't believe I read 4 books in this video. I'm really excited for the next video to come because there's some really good books that are on my TBR that are on their way, that are on my TBR and on their way that I really want to read. And I know next week Daniel Allen's book comes out, so we will definitely be reading that together. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.